Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday number 96. Let thy will be done. Question: how do I balance the need to get practical things done with spending my time connecting with the divine? I have a strong attitude that things need to get done before I relax. Well, this question is my question, so I'll tell you how I handled it. This is the challenge for the ego, this question. You have this compulsion, this need to get things done. Your mind is telling you all the time, get this done, do this work, get this task done before you can relax. The ego is like a sergeant major or the taskmaster who is constantly telling you what you should do. And it has its reasons. The ego has its reasons. You made a contract with the ego years ago when you were a child, and it agreed to take care of you. And so now you somehow believe that the word of the ego is the right thing to do. But as you grow older, you realize that, well, if I get this done, I get that done. You start to realize that the reasons that the ego has is all about survival. And maybe it served you for a while. But now as time goes on, you're starting to realize that, every time I act on what the ego wants me to do, my life feels more impinged, or I'm not getting enough time for myself, or it's all about others and nothing is left for me. The ego has its own reasons. So you're getting disillusioned. And you're not finding enough time to be with the divine. So what do? Okay, this is what I had the same struggle, because I'm also a workaholic. So if you're a workaholic, you can connect with this. And if you have a strong spiritual streak, then it's a real problem. So the first thing you should do is acknowledge what the attitude is that's running you. And for me, it's, I must get this task done before I relax. And then maybe I'll relax. But the problem is that the mind is always creating more things to do. So you never get to relax, because the mind, once you've done it, that may be cleared out of the plate, but then your mind is kind of in the pattern of always having to do something. So you become a doer from the ego perspective. What you want to do is acknowledge that this is happening. So that's the first step, that I'm being forced, or I have this compulsion to do things for the ego. And it will make up all kinds of reasons, and it's all survival reasons. Very fair enough. But you're being run by it. So the second step is to, first of all, acknowledge, and then to pause and not act on what the ego is telling you. Do this task before you release. So pause your action, pause your reaction to listening to that. Then, this is the part that's really important. In that pause, in that silence, in that restraint, you take your right hand and you take your left hand. One is ego and one is divine. And you bring them together like this. You feel that? Feel that? That's power. You are now bridging the gap between the two opposites. And in that, right in your center, the two palms coming together, all you want to do is either close your eyes or do this. Open your chest, look up. As you look up, you are now disconnecting yourself from all of the things you're invested in, all your attachments, all your identities, and it's like a reset button. You stop everything, cut it all off, look up at the divine, whatever you call the divine, that infinite, spacious consciousness, and make a connection. And in that connection, you can feel the power moving through your body. And you say, thy will be done. And then you come back and you look around. Now you're filled with the power of the divine, and it's the divine that's running you, not your ego. You go ahead and look at all those tasks that your ego said that needed to be done, and you make a decision. From the space of connection with the divine, you will choose to take action or not take action. Maybe you shouldn't take action. Maybe you need to wait. So the solution here is, it is better to not act than to act, so that you can get reconnected with the divine. This way, let the divine run you. Let thy will be done. I am yours. Your will be done.